Kicking off with HTML. HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML means hypertext markup language. What is HTML5? HTML5 is the standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML describes the structure of web page. HTML consists of a series of elements. Okay. HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. HTML elements label pieces of content such as this is heading, this is paragraph, this is link. This is a simple document. This is doc type HTML. This indicates web browser, this type of HTML. And this is the HTML. We will start the HTML document with HTML and we will end with \HTML. This is the header section. In header section, we will write title. Title with opening tag and ending tag. Ending tag should be closed with /tag name. And after that, body section. Here, H1 means heading. Heading tags will be there. H1 to H6. This display, H1 tag will display larger size text. This is the paragraph. And we will end the body tag with /body and /HTML. This is a simple document of HTML. We will save this with .html or .htm. These are the HTML editors. Web pages can be created. Learn HTML using Notepad or TextEdit. Web pages can be created and modified by using professional HTML editors. However, for learning HTML, we recommend a simple text editor like Notepad or TextEdit in Mac, means Apple laptop. We believe in that using a simple text editor is a good way to learn HTML. Follow these steps below to create the web page with Notepad or TextEdit. So, first step is we should open the Notepad. After that, open Start, Programs. After that, Accessories. After that, Notepad will open. We should click on Notepad. Write some HTML. Save the HTML page using .html or .htm. View the HTML page in your browser. Open the saved HTML file in the favorite browser. Double click on that or right click and choose Open With. This is the explanation about architecture of a website. What is web application architecture? A web application is a complex piece of software. It consists of many components like user interface, login screen, and in-app store, the database, etc. To manage these components, software engineers devised web application architecture to logically define the relationships and manner of interactions between the components. It's actually easier to define web application architecture by showing everything fits. This is the web application architecture. This is the user and this is the front end. This is the back end. First, user wants to collect the data. Sir, can I explain? Every web application consists of both front end and a back end. The front end, also known as client side, is everything that the user sees and interacts within inside their browser. The main purpose of the client side is to collect data from users. It is written in variants of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Using HTML, we will just design the structure of the web page. to give the colors and the attraction using CSS, cascading style sheets. And the functional behavior will be done by the JavaScript by writing the JavaScript code. Next, we have the backend, also known as server side of the app. It is a part which is not accessible by users. It stores and manipulates data. The backend process HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol request, which essentially fetch the data called by the user. And unlike the front end, many languages like PHP, Java, Python, JavaScript, and others can be used to write the backend of the application. Trends in web application architecture. There are two most popular web application architecture that is server-side rendering and client-side rendering. The server-side rendering. The user sends a request to a website via web browser. The server checks the resource, compiles, prepares the HTML content after traversing through the server side. As seen before picture, this is explaining. Through server-side scripts lying within the page. This compiled HTML is sent to the client browser for further rendering and display. The browser downloads the HTML and makes the site visible to the end user. The browser then downloads the JavaScript, and as it executes JS, it makes the page interactive. This is the diagram for what about we have server-side rendering. User requests a website. After that, server creates ready to render. Render means give. Render HTML files. The browser can quickly render the HTML, but the site is not interactive. Fourth step is the browser downloads the JavaScript. Why here it is not interactive means it is not downloading the JavaScript. After downloading the JavaScript, the user can view content and the interaction can be recorded. The browser executes the JS framework. The recorded interaction can be executed and the page is now interactive with the user. In this process, all the burden of getting the dynamic content, converting it into HTML and sending it to the browser is on server. Hence, this process is called server-side rendering. This responsibility of rendering the complete HTML in advance comes with a burden on memory and processing power on the server. This increases the page load time compared to the page load time for a static time, where there is no dynamic content to render.